Oh, there's Constance. Great. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year to all of you. And I am going to ask you to approve or disapprove the minutes of November meeting. That's the one that Eric didn't show up at, nor did he ever apologize. So in any case, that's the meeting, the awkward meeting.
Yeah.
So anyone opposed to the minutes?
No.
Any abstentions? So it's passed. Thank you. As far as my report is concerned, there are some weird things that are going on. Nothing too much with education. The chancellor wants to help the children with their mental issues by bringing in deep breathing into the classroom. The teachers don't understand what that means, and there is some dialogue between the two. He cites when a child is upset and you tell them to breathe deeply, they kind of calm down. So I guess that's what he's thinking, but he's just not bringing it across that it makes any sense.
Have those copies.
So you as a teacher, Ramdat, do you have situations like that?
I mean, I tell my kids to deep breathe, but I haven't heard anything of this initiative yet.
Yeah.
Which is also some disconnect between, the administration and the teaching staff specifically.
Yeah. They're having a lot of trouble getting teachers. It seems that the influx that was a couple of years ago, that people were going into teaching as a profession in a large way, has slowed down. I guess that their benefits or their future professional life doesn't really appeal to them, so therefore they're not doing it. So it's unfortunate because the children certainly need teachers in the front of the room. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. And the other thing is that there's so much violence going on in schools with the shootings, the knifings, and all of that. I got a email the other day from a group called The Neighborhood that has a site. I don't know if they're on Facebook or Twitter or whatever they are. And they wanted to know if anybody knew that he knew that there was something going on at the 368, but he didn't know what it was. And he was asking the community for someone to fill him in. I don't know anything about it. I did not hear anything about it. So at this point, he's on his own. And drugs has really taken over the schools. And a lot of the drugs are now tainted with phenol, and a lot of the teens are passing away, which is a terrible thing. The government isn't doing anything about it, but they're opening up all these marijuana storefronts. And, it would be a nice thing that they would apply themselves and try to help the communities, and certainly the teens, they're our future, not to get involved in that, or if they are involved, to get them out of it. I have someone like that in my family, and it's very disturbing. It's very hard, but you have to keep going at it, because otherwise, who knows what will happen. So that's something dear to my heart. And that's about it. I don't have any real good news. I don't know why, but maybe because of the holidays, nothing really was going on. I really didn't see anything that was of interest to us. And I can't believe that there isn't anything going on. Education is so important, and it's in the forefront every day. And I don't understand why more attention isn't paid. Don't know. Hi, Peter. Nice to see you. And Margaret
Hi.
Della.
Hi, Sylvia. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm okay. I'm commuting right now, so that's why I don't have my camera on. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, but you have your picture there. I recognize you.
Awesome.
Okay, so that takes care of my report. I'm sorry that it isn't any better. Oh, the only thing I forgot to mention is that the English language learners are enjoying a gift that they got during the virus situation, the COVID situation. The federal government or the state government canceled the English regents. So they no longer, the kids don't have to take the regents. And they only go by the class, the passing the class. So more are passing the class and more are graduating. I don't know what that means on the, the long run, because the English is so important to them here in the United States. And if they're not getting the education, then I'm not sure what they're going to do once they're out of school. But it is helping them graduate. So that's a
So
positive
Sylvia,
thing.
are those regions not coming back at all? Is that the general guidance now?
I don't know what the final result is. At one point, I did read an article that it was coming back, but I don't know. I'm not close enough to the schools to know that. Ramdat, do you know if the regions
Yeah,
are back?
well, yeah, we are in Regents Week right now, and exams are being administered. But I had a question. Do you mean the nicest lat? Because the English Regents was administered last June, and my kids took it. I was wondering if you meant
Right.
the nicest lat.
That was in 22, but 21, 22, they had, I guess that was 21 maybe.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
they had
21.
canceled it.
Yeah, they had canceled it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last
So the
school
folks
year,
that missed it don't have to take it again. Is that the idea?
no, they
Or
got a
don't have to take
waiver.
it? Yeah.
It'll say like waived on their transcript. Because I'm looking at
Wow.
some of my seniors now. It says I think WA or WV, and they got it waived. But the upcoming students, like my current 11th graders, will have to take the English Regents and my US History one in June. And whatever other regions class they're taking.
Right, so they're back.
Mhm.
Okay, good to know.
Sylvia, I have a question. Sylvia,
Sure.
I live across the street from RKA. And the
Mhm.
evenings lately, there seems to be an awful lot of traffic of parents picking kids up. I don't know if they're having classes or rehearsing for a show or what, but there've been a lot of kids and adults out in the street. Do you know if this school has any
Granddad, I'm
programs
sorry I
or-
keep calling on you, but you're working there, so maybe
Yeah.
you do know.
Right.
Yeah, so we had last week, we did have some night events. We had a homecoming dance.
Nice.
And we also, Riverdale Neighborhood House runs RCC program in the school, which I think the kids leave around like 5, 6 o'clock, the middle schoolers. But
Okay.
there are, a number of PCA.
I was wondering, yes, okay.
Yeah,
Only
athletics.
good things.
Yeah, it's all good things. Like programming is fully back. Sports teams are fully back. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of kids coming out of the building later because of practice and certain school events. So it's
Right.
all positive, not necessarily anything like should be
No,
alarming
I
or
didn't think
negative.
so, but that's great.
But if any of the, ever see any of the kids doing anything they shouldn't be, you can always let me know, and I will make sure it's brought up to a dean, and we can handle it internally.
Okay. No, it seems to be fine. I just didn't know what it was about.
Yeah, our school programming is just back fully, which is a
That's
great thing.
great. We need some vitality, good stuff in the neighborhood.
Yes,
All right, thank you very much.
it's good to have a teacher from 141 on the committee.
That's right.
Agreed.
Okay, so that kind of takes care of the chairman's report. And the next thing that we want to do is to discuss the preliminary budget priorities for FY 2025. I'll fill you in a little bit about the responses we got from OMB on some of our items. Actually, I think this year it was more in reality than usually. Usually they just say we don't have any money and, you know, go ask your elected officials or something like that. So the one thing that I'm very happy about is PS 24's bathrooms. They were in terrible shape. And I had that on the budget for several years. We had, the committee had gone to 24 to do a walkthrough, and it was really amazing to see what they looked like. And when Eric got into the council, he gave money towards it. And now it's been funded, and the contract has been vetted. And I guess, you know, the Department of Education doesn't move very quickly. I don't know who actually does the work, but it did slow down at that point. Eric got it really going, and they should have the reconstruction shortly, which is a very good thing. They didn't have faucets that opened up. They had leaks everywhere. They had tiles. The floor was bad. I mean, it was just awful. They have 16 bathrooms, and there wasn't one that was in decent shape. So I'm happy about that. And
Wow.
I had put in the underserved and the homeless children, mainly over at the Broadway Plaza, which is a shelter on Riverdale Avenue. No, not on Broadway, actually, near the police station. And I had put that in the budget, and they have told me to get in touch with the community board unit at OMB for further information, which I will do, and I'll share it with you when I get it. The 368 that's down the hill in that white building had gotten the HD equipment to have cameras outside for safety reasons, and they needed it hooked up. And their answer is that they are not recommending funding for it. So hopefully someone will pick it up, like Eric or Jeff, and that they actually get it going. Because the equipment is lying there and it's not being used, so it doesn't make any sense. 81 that had a lot of problems with leaks in the basement, and they had dug up a lot of their play area and all. And of course, everyone who does that kind of thing, it's like Con Edison, they put in the gravel and that sinks, and it you know, doesn't maintain any stability for anyone. And I don't know why whoever did the construction didn't repave it. However, they're not willing, OMB is not willing to give any money towards repairing it, which is disturbing. The Marie Curie nurses program wanted money for a special classroom with reality equipment and all that as a learning tool. They will not do that, so they won't give money for that. It kind of keeps going, and 24's large issue was to enlarge the building to accommodate all of the children at one time in the lunchroom. Their plan was to use the old lunchroom for classrooms because they were overcrowded. So OMB says that further a study is necessary. So I don't know when we are told. I'm going to ask David how that works as to when they do the further study, do we get involved in it? David, do you know?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite following that.
What don't you understand?
What exactly is your question there?
My question is that they are asking, there are going to, OMB says that further study by the agency of this project request if
Right.
needed.
Right.
So if they do a further study, do they tell the community board?
Well, but I don't think that would be related to the budget process. I think the question here is how do we get them to make the study? And I would hope that I mean such a study would be in the province of the Department of Education and or the principal, and so they would get the results. And I would hope that yes, that they would share that with the community board and with your committee. But I believe what you're talking about here, though, is how do we get them to make the study, right?
Well, I don't know if it's up to us to get them to make the study. Isn't that an automatic thing if they're saying that a further study is needed?
Well, this is this is the dilemma of a lot of this budgeting process. Yes, I agree. If for example, a principal says, yeah, we really need to fix such and such, and we should, have an engineer come look at it or an architect or whatever, they should be able to do that. But it doesn't appear that that's how the budgeting works. That a request is made either by the principal or by the community board in this process, or by the council member who might provide funding. So that's a definite maybe. I'm not trying to be evasive, but it's just this process works that way.
Well, the process is not a very good one. That's
Oh,
for
no,
sure.
there's no doubt. I firmly believe that both education and parks should have their own capital budgets for these kinds of things. And they should not be coming from community board requests or elected officials' budgets, but that's where we are.
Uh-huh. I'm having a problem. My Zoom pictures of all of you has disappeared. If I exit out, then I have to start all over again, or what do I do?
Well, we can see you.
So I should continue the way I am?
Yeah, if you don't mind, we're all here. We can hear you. We can see you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, we can.
I don't want to make it more difficult. Okay, so the upgraded 368 was turned down, not able to prioritize the funding. 310, the Marble Hill Complex Auditorium, the same answer. The greenhouse at 24, they wanted to put a greenhouse on the garden area outside the kindergarten area. And they don't want to give any money for that. And on the expense items, the 6-day schedule of the libraries has been approved again. So we have that at least.
Okay.
So that kind of takes care of that. So I usually send out a letter to the principals for feedback, because unless you're in the school and you know what the school needs, you really don't know. I just a little different this year. Perhaps if there's anyone on the committee that has children in the schools and they see a need for something, please bring it to the committee, and we'll discuss it and perhaps put it on our wish list. So I will do the letter, and if you'll give me some feedback as far as the actual individual schools that you might be involved with, that would be helpful. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it might be worth seeing if anybody has any ideas now that they'd like to bring up.
Well, anyone want to speak to that? This committee does not do that because most of the time, I've never had it happen, because we don't really know enough about the schools to be able to suggest budget items that the principal wouldn't suggest himself, so, or herself.
No,
So-
I understand. I just, I thought it might be worth the 3 or 4 minutes if anybody had any ideas. And if they don't, that's fine too.
Yeah, well, we've not gotten anything over the years that way. We've only done it through the letters, which I've tried to explain to you. So
Yep.
it's not any different this year. But if anybody has anything, I am open to anything. I want to give the schools as much help as I can possibly do. And although it seems that we are turned down on many of the funding sources from OMB, we still have to try, because sometimes, like the councilman picked up the bathroom to 24, good things do happen. And if it's listed, then it's a chance that it might be funded. So we're going to continue doing that.
Didn't he fund a couple other things like the repair of the track and whatnot?
That is, I did not see that on the budget information that you sent.
No, it was not. I was thinking of that separate stuff, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah, because I had that on the budget also, and it wasn't addressed at all.
Okay.
But Eric did give him $1 million for that also. And that's really why he was invited last in November, because he wanted to go over all of the things that he had contributed money for. And certainly he had every right to get praised for it, because he really did a bang-up job. And unfortunately, he was detained and didn't show up.
Right.
So nothing I can do about that. So we'll just deal with the future and see what comes up, and we'll address it again next month. And in April, we have to have a final to hand in the final budget
Yep.
proposed. So
Yep.
we'll work towards that. That's all I have. Are there any questions or anything anyone wants to bring up about that? What a good group. Under old business, I don't have anything. Does anybody actually have something they want to revisit?
Did you want to
Oh,
talk about?
Yeah,
the
I just thought of
mitzvahs?
it.
Yeah,
Have you heard from him again?
yes, actually, he CC'd you as well on the email he sent me. So I'm talking about Roger Grunwald, who does the mitzvah project. And so we've been sort of trying to get this together for, I think, a couple of years now. And so I emailed Roger a few weeks ago to ask him what the status was, because he was in conversation with Michael Simon.
Mm-hmm. Over 368, right.
Right. And so Roger emailed me back and said that they haven't communicated in a while, but he will follow up on it. So the ball's in his court.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah,
So
they
we
just-
might hear from him soon.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. Martha, do you have anything for us from libraries? Or Peter?
Yes, I do. Good evening.
Good evening.
We've been busy at Kingsbridge. We have a after-school program, which I want to share. We started again. We relaunched the after-school program in September. We started off with 15 kids, and we're now up to 30. We started with 3 tutors. My computer's doing something weird. We started with 3 tutors. We're now on 4 tutors and 3 reading ambassadors, teen reading ambassadors. And I'm happy to say that the teen reading ambassadors are from the local schools. They're high school students that help with, they help the tutors. We have one from 141. Another one from, another one from 368. And the kids just are amazing. They love the tutors, but they really connect with the reading ambassadors. And that makes me very happy because they have younger siblings who are in the schools with each other. So they recognize their teen ambassadors. So the connection is really sweet to see. And they help them with everything from math, science to just reading, sitting down and reading a book for pleasure. But it's a thriving program. It's one of our best attended programs. We're very proud of it. And it's also at Jerome Park. And it's Monday through Thursday from 3 to 6:30. And it's a walk-in program. Anybody can just, stop in and say they need help with homework. And, there's no pre-registration. They can just walk in and say they need help. 368 is using our database and our library almost every Saturday for their debate team. Anybody that has been following the debate team know that they in nationals every year, but they utilize the New York Public Library to do their research. And we're very happy to see them back using the resources in the database or for their debate team. And
I
that's-
just want to add, as far as the debate team is concerned, we had them a few years ago, and they are the most unbelievable children.
They are
It is
incredible.
really amazing. And, everyone talks about public education and, it's not working and all that kind of thing. But these children are excelling way, way above anybody's expectations. They're just lovely, lovely children. I just had to say that.
Yeah, thank you, Sylvia. They are exceptional children. And they range, it's not just one grade, it's 9, 10, 11. And they all work together, and we're very happy to see them back utilizing the library. And that they use both floors. Some of them are younger, so they use the children's room. And it's nice to see them working together, right? That you have some younger ones working together with the older ones, and they kind of, go up and down and share the space and learn together. So we're happy that they're back. We do have ESOL English classes starting up again. It's 100, it's done by lottery, so it's 100 students. We have 2 classes now. We have basic and advanced. We used to have 3, but unfortunately, we're still trying to find the 3rd teacher. We haven't found the 3rd teacher yet, but the 2 that we do offer are full to capacity. And it starts back up again in January 30th. That's a Monday for us. Our English classes are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 9. We have 2 amazing teachers who are doing the work. They are definitely doing the work. We have a lot of migraines coming in, and we get emails every day about English classes and how do I sign up and how do I sign up and how do I sign up my clients. So it's, we want to help all of them, but we just can't with the capacity. So we definitely are helping other locations fill that need. But we are looking to launch another English class. So we would update you when that happens.
Great.
We're very happy to say that Senator Jackson gave us a visit. I know he's doing his Bronx listening tour and he's everywhere. I have a personal relationship with Senator Jackson. I used to live in Inwood, and he saw my kids grow up because he's from Inwood. He used to, well, he's still from Inwood. We still claim him. But he saw my kids grow up. He was very, he was an old mentor to my older son. My son worked with him as an intern for a couple of years. But now it was nice to see him in Kingsbridge in the local library, talking to the public, to the staff. We had a nice turnout. The room was full to capacity. If anybody been to Kingsbridge, the community room is huge, and it was full to capacity, and that warmed my heart to see everybody come back in person with their questions and just to see him communicating with everyone. And his team, Jackson, everybody on his team was just, answering questions, English, Spanish. We took pictures. They're all over his website. And I love to see his website, right? He's everywhere in the Bronx right now. He is in every location, schools, libraries, organizations. He's everywhere. He's amazing. I can't wait to continue to collaborate with him. We have some things on the work. What else is happening? We are definitely in the schools. So yeah, we are in the schools.
Right.
And, education and libraries go hand in hand, and we have definitely been in the schools. We go to them, they come to us, and all ages, right? We start from early literacy all the way up to high school. But we have weekly visits from Amber Charter School, 141, 368, PS7, 207, Rose Daycare, Kingsbridge Heights Daycare. So we're definitely, they're utilizing the library, and we're teaching them more of just, this is what you can do with your library card, which is very important, but we're also showing them how to use the database and how to gather information and do a scavenger hunt and how to find the dictionary and books and, how the Dewey Decimal System, all those things are important for them to learn, because they do come to the space sometimes without parents. And they come chaperoned, but sometimes, they're shy about asking for help. So it's nice to, empower them to know how to navigate the library. So that's how we've been doing the class visits. We've been plugging the Spider-Man library card, we're going to do another launch on that. That was very popular. What else? We have a book discussion for teens. We have teen crafts. We have Tech Connect classes. Almost every week, we offer computer classes. We have a thriving older attendance for our writing circle and our acting circle. And they want to stay virtual, and I'm okay with that because they are reaching all over the world. I mean, we have from Russia to France and we are definitely, those programs are definitely our biggest 2 adult programs, well attended. Every week we have full to capacity. There's no more space in the computer to allow everybody who joins in. We are slowly bringing back in person. We do have in-person classes, programs, but those 2 for now, they're remaining virtual just because of the audience that we have. We don't want to miss that by bringing it virtual, by bringing it in person. So for right now, those two are staying virtual. And yeah, I know there's a lot more, but I'll give Peter some time to chime in and let you guys know what's going on at, yeah.
Just a quick
That
question.
David-
I must have missed it. What's the Spider-Man library card?
The Spider-Man library card is a card that we launched, I want to say September. It was a celebration of, I think it was 50 years or something.
Yes,
It's a limited edition card, library.
It's a special edition library card in association with Marvel to empower and remind people about how important knowledge is, but also to celebrate Spider-Man's 50th year in existence.
Sounds like a lovely idea. Thank you.
It's a really cool card. If you're a comic book fan, you'll love it.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. It still works like your, any other library card that you have. But you know us, we have to do, we celebrate everything.
If you can excite kids to come to a library and read, I'm happy.
That's what we're doing.
We're doing a
Really
great job.
Really
Thank
quickly
you,
at Van
Sylvia.
Cortlandt, I know the meeting is running, long or whatever, and I don't want to take up too much time, but similar to Martha, we had Senator Jackson in December. While it wasn't as heavily attended as Kingsbridge, we did have a lot of people come in who were very happy to see that, they're in their local community, they can meet with their senator, and I'm hoping to have more events similar to that in the future. We are a CCP hub. I've talked about CCP before with everyone. We're a college, which is College and Career Pathways, which is assisting young people who are in either their junior or senior year, to help make decisions and learn about the different careers that are available to them if they decide to forego college, or teaching them how to apply for college, prepare for college, as well as learn different important things they have to do to apply for college, because the library realized that a lot of schools don't have counselors, so CCP is our way to help these people who don't have counselors. We are a teen center now, which means we've been granted funding to have new equipment geared towards our teens for programming and just in general. So we have about 9 MacBooks. We have a new 3D printer that the teens can use, and we do a 3D printing program on Tuesdays. We have Tech Connect classes for adults on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday being the Bring Your Own Device class, where adults can come in with whatever device they've been given, like for Christmas or for a birthday, and we'll assist them in learning how to use it. We have our read alouds on Thursdays. We have our game nights, retro game night on Monday and some Wednesdays. We have a new staff member who's incorporated a very fun family movie night with some sing-along Disney movies and things of that nature. Really well attended. We actually had a movie play today where we had 8 people come in for Thor: Love and Thunder. So as you can tell from Kingsbridge and Van Cortlandt, we're busy in this community boards area.
Yeah, you're both doing a great job. The community is really benefiting by it. It's great. Okay,
Just a quick question. PCP, is that pathway to college?
CCP, College and Career Pathways.
College and career pathway. Okay, thank you. Sounds like a great program. Thank you.
okay. Any other questions? Under new business, does anyone want to bring something up? I guess not. Well, that's the end of my agenda. I want to thank everyone for coming, and I think we can adjourn. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Okay, so it passes. Actually, I should ask, is any against or any abstentions? Just to be totally right. Okay, so thank you for coming and I'll see you
Mhm.
next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Sylvia. Bye, everyone.
Bye.